Hey, everybody. Sorry for the delay there. I'm just getting everything set up. What's up, Fussy? Nicholas, how you doing? Penguins? Jared, what's up, dude? It's been a second since I've been on the live, so I just wanted to jump on. Yeah, what's up, dude? Bronco, Nick. 7018, Casey. Nick, I'm here. Cheers. What's up, guys? Okay, let me know if audio sounds good. I wanted to do a test here. Yeah, it has been a while. Check 1, 2. Sounds good. Okay. Yeah, it sounds good. Awesome. Dang, 45 people already. I love it. I love to see you guys. I'm grateful for you. I'm glad you're here. Obey, when's the meetup so we can get a local Utah shooting group? I'm down. I am actually trying to figure that out right now. I want to do a meetup with everybody that I can, whoever can make it. I'm looking at my calendar, trying to figure out when the best day is going to be. And I'll let you guys know. Hopefully it's on a good day for everybody. Tactical Grip from Puerto Rico. What's up, man? Any new cans? Yeah. Got one right here. I got the Saker K. Let's see if I can get that in the light a little better. Yep. Silencer Co. Saker K. It's a dedicated 5.56, and I'm putting it on this build for now, but it runs on a lot of my builds right now. This is a full Midwest Industries build that I'm doing here pretty soon. And I do have to say that I love Midwest Industries and a lot of the stuff they do. They make some great stuff. This is their Night Fighter, and you can buy this whole gun for $1,500. Obviously, I kitted it out, but the base of it is really, really good. So I'm going to talk a lot about that in the full review. I'm also going to, I don't know if it's called the Velos or the Velos. Pretty sure it's Velos from Silencer Co., which is their 3D printed flow through can. I'm going to be trying out that one here pretty soon as well. Have I seen the new Echelon? I don't even know how to pronounce it, from Springfield. No, I haven't. I'll look it up though. Everybody's asking about the Echelon. I probably have seen it. Let me see. Springfield Etch. I'm probably saying it wrong too. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I might need to try that out. I mean, it just looks like a Sig Glock mix, which is fun. Thoughts on PSA 15 round mags for the 43X? I just bought 2 of them, so I'm going to be trying those out here pretty soon. I'll let you know my thoughts as soon as I get those. How did I decide on the Saker K? Yeah, I was looking into cans. I wanted a dedicated 5.56. I first wanted the Velos, and that one's really hard to get right now. So I wanted a compact can just really to take the edge off of 5.56. And the Saker I had tried at a Silencer Co meetup, and I really liked it. It does take the edge off. It's not like I'm just surprised with what a small package, with how small it is, for how good it is. So I really loved the K. You can get the regular Saker as well, but personally, I would run the K over the regular one because I don't notice a huge difference between the two. Um, and you do get a lot, or I feel like a lot more size on the regular. I'm sure there's a lot of benefits if you're running a shorter barrel for the longer one, but on 16-inch builds, the Saker K is awesome. Oh, it's super dark. I can maybe it's just because my hat's on. I can sorry. I don't want to overexpose it in the camera. You're right, it is pretty dark though. Sorry. I'll fix it next time. Mike checking in from Wisconsin. My dog Enzo, golden retriever, even woke up to catch the stream. Let's go. Thanks for being here, Enzo and Mike. Micah, Palmetto State Armory 15-round mags have been working flawlessly with my 43X7 so far. Perfection. Can't wait. I really hope that's the case for me as well, because in my ARC build, I'm currently running stock OEM 10-rounders, and I want them to work really badly in that gun. So I'm hoping that that is the case. Chris, I was wondering when you were coming back. I'm here. I've always been here. It's I've just had to prioritize a lot of different things right now. I've been super busy, and I'm trying to keep my wedding business alive. It's been really weird because this isn't my full-time thing yet, and so I've just had to dedicate a lot less time, unfortunately, but I'm definitely still doing builds and compiling things, getting everything ready for the next like 7 or 8 videos that I have coming out, and they're all pretty big reviews. So I'm really excited. By the way, a lot of those builds are only happening because of the channel sponsor, US Arms Co. So they're in the description. Give them a follow. You can use code GUNMEN15 on their website, and this is a plug, huge plug, because they are the reason why this channel is like even surviving right now. So besides you guys. So I appreciate US Arms Co. a lot. Also, the other best way to support the channel is by becoming a member of the kit page, and I had to do that so I could mitigate some of the cost that was associated with just running the channel in general. And I really tried to make the kit page as valuable as possible for you. So I hope it is. Let me know if it's not, and I will do whatever I can to make it worth it to you guys. So thank you. Join the kit page if you want to support. Amen. Thoughts on the X macro? I get this question a lot. I personally would pick a Glock over the X macro. I've heard of a couple different things. I'm sure they're all fixed by now because SIG always puts out a new product, waits for everyone to get mad, fixes it, and then moves on. So I'm sure it's a great gun now. I personally don't have one. I've only shot one a handful of times, and I thought it was great. It's a great gun. If you own one, I'm sure that you love it. But mechanically for me, I really like the internals of Glocks, and I really like both triggers, and I know a lot of people like SIGs more, but I don't know. I'm just, I like Glocks a lot. I have a SIG P320 right now that I am building out. It's from Empire. It's like their full kit, and I really, really love it. It's a sweet gun. It shoots so smooth. The 320 series with the metal frame are incredible. So nothing against SIG. I mean, they make great stuff. It's just if I have a choice. So yeah. Bronco, the Haley Strategic giveaway winners will be announced tomorrow. Excited? Oh, cool. Drew, any plans on kitting out an AK or maybe even a sub gun? So the AK is on its way back to me. I do have an AK, and it was just getting Cerakoted. That's actually a video that I've been waiting to be able to put out. So finally, today, that AK is on its way back to me, and that video should be coming out here in the next couple weeks. I am hoping, as long as I can get out, have my videographers come out with me and shoot some stuff, we should be able to get that video out pretty soon. I'm excited for it too, because I'm not like a huge AK guy. I only have one, but it's going to be a really good one, and I'm excited to try out a new platform. Mike, use the stock mag release with the PSA 15. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Polymer on polymer. I learned that the hard way. Lemuel, what do you think of the Springfield Hellcat Pro? Pro, yes. Hellcat regular, no. Too small of grip, too snappy on the shorter grip version. The Pro, though, yeah, feels a lot like a 43X to me, honestly. And I think it's a great gun, especially because they have like metal mags and their sights are really nice. And honestly, I really like their trigger too. So I say yes. I'm not like the biggest Springfield guy though, and I mean that could just come because I don't buy a lot of them. I'm sure if I used them more, I'd like them more. Because I mean, it's hard to find like a bad product these days. I mean, unless it really is bad, like Shield's mags that have been coming out lately that just don't work in any of my stuff. Like guns these days are generally high quality. So I do like the Pro. Fussy, dark as the vibe. You're pure fine in my opinion. Thank you. Mr. Martin. It's a fire setup. Thanks, bro. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Cool. Oh, everyone's telling me that my setup looks okay, which is good. Thank you. Tactical shield arms S15 for the 43X don't work until I put the shield arms +5. Weird. Yeah, shield has been weird in my guns. Only the Gen 2s work. And they work in both my 43Xs, but the Gen 2s are the only ones. It's weird. Hunter, is that a grip that you had custom made or bought like that on the pistol in the thumbnail? Oh yeah, which pistol did I have? Oh yeah, so that is Empire. So they make these like little grip things that you can just stick on, and it's like grip tape, but they put designs on them. So Empire PBF, they just have some awesome stuff. I've loved them for a long time. They are the makers of the Magwell that I run on my 43X MOS, and I pretty much use them exclusively for my 43X Magwells. And yeah, I'm looking at it right now. They make some really cool parts, which is why I'm excited about that SIG. I'm excited to show off a lot of the custom parts that Empire's made for the P320 series. Adam, 500 rounds through the PSA micro dagger mag so far. No issues, tight spring when it comes to loading. Very pleased. Cool. Yeah, I'm stoked to try them out. Oh, Fussy, you're asking about the wedding business. So for those of you who don't know, I'm a wedding videographer by trade. I have been shooting weddings, both photo and video, for the last 5 years. And that is my full-time job. So that is why I have video production skills, I guess. And guns really came second behind that. So I've been like, my life has been shooting weddings, and now I moved into like this gun stuff, and it's super random but really fun. So that is the wedding business. Yep. Mike, any future video of your truck setup, truck gear? Oh, so I should probably, disclaimer, that wasn't my truck in the one video where I was driving a truck. That was my buddy Landon's. Appreciate you, Landon. Thank you for letting me use it for that video. He also shot the video, so he was there shooting that video with me. Yeah, big Ford Raptor, super cool truck. Glad he let me use it. I do have a different car that I might make a new series on this channel. It's actually a 67 Datsun 280Z. And that's a car that I've been thinking about modifying, maybe doing a resto mod and putting on like a side series on the channel. So if you guys are interested in old school cars and seeing what I'm up to on that, then I might do that. I feel like guns and cars mix, right? David, when are we gonna see some AK action? Talked about it. It's happening here pretty soon. I'm getting back from Cerakote. Way stoked. T1, what kind of lights do you have in the background? Yeah, these are I hope I have them linked. They're just tube lights. You can buy them on Amazon. They're called I think FTF gear tube lights or something like that, floor lamps. If you can't find them in the description on like my kit, then just send me a DM and I'll send you a link to them. Yeah. And you guys, just so you know, you don't have to ask questions just about guns. Like, happy to answer video questions, like anything like that. So, but I mean, obviously happy to answer gun stuff as well. Michael, would love to see more live videos or just do updates on past builds. Yeah, that's actually something that I wanted to do in this one. I wanted to show off some of my previous builds and kind of show you how I modded them and like what they look like now compared to when I shot the video. I tend to stick with things after I shoot a video. I like to leave things pretty much the same because when I build it out, I usually really like the things that I make, but I do occasionally switch parts around and find things that I like more after a video. So I want to talk about that today. Let's see, Redskin, love the channel of the builds. Wonder if you've checked out the RMRCC. Yes, I have. I actually have one. I was going to throw it on a 43X. The only issue is you have only a couple options. You can get the RMRCC cut for it, which means you have to send it off for weeks. And then at the end of the day, when you get it back, the RMR is going to hang off. And when you look under it, you can see the weather sealing around. So there are companies like Ford Controls who makes a plate for it, but then it sits like, I don't know, just a fourth an inch off the slide. And it just seems weird to me. So I might go that route just so I don't have to cut a new slide and just so I can try it out. A lot of people have really liked it. And also Ford Controls has their sight system that goes along with the plate that works really well with the 43X. So I think I'm going to try it out. I'll keep you posted on that though. I personally love Trijicon and their RMR series. I think they're excellent optics. I think they're bulletproof and they've always worked really well for me. So can recommend. But at the same time, I've used HoloSuns for quite some time now. I'd say the last 3 years I've been running HoloSuns, and they have been really good for me as well, especially at the price point. But these days, like the compact or RMR, no, sorry. The EPS carry, that's what it's called. The EPS carry is around the same price as a Trijicon. But then again, Trijicon is more because you have to buy plates or get a cut and stuff like that. So, Patrick, any H&Ks in your armory? No, unfortunately. I would love to grab an H&K. My first airsoft gun was the G36. So at some point, I'd love to own one of those. I actually know a guy. He's in my neighborhood who has some HK stuff. So maybe I'm going to pick his brain and talk to him a little bit more. Maybe I can get him on the channel. Let's see, Maximus. Any chance we'll see a PCC build? I would love to do one. The only problem is right now with the pistol stuff, it's difficult because I either have to SBR it or have somebody who is the owner or whatever. Stupid rules, you know, that's what's keeping me away from PCCs right now. If I could just throw a pistol brace on it and call it good, I'd probably already be doing one, but it's just hard because, you know, just want to make sure I don't get shut down. Slade, in your opinion, are the shield arms Glock 43 extended mags good to go? So it depends. Like am not against you buying them and trying them out because they're like so close to working. And I feel like it's just random. Like they might work in your gun or they might not. And if they work, then they run great. And I've like the ones that work for me work perfectly. The other ones that don't work, like they just don't. So it's frustrating, but it's a gamble, in my opinion. That's how it's always been. So they're worth trying, I would say. Also, if I was going to do a PCC build, it would either be a B&T APC9 or a Noveske 9mm AR build or something like that, because I love both of those. The APC9 is one that I first saw and was like, I could kit that out and make it look so cool. I don't know their reliability very well, but I've wanted to test one. So we might be seeing one of those on the channel here pretty soon. DC, you should make shorts like Jaeger. I know he makes the coolest stuff. Feel like you could do it, but better with your style and video and editing. Yeah, you make a really good point. I've had a lot of people tell me I need to make shorts because of the reach factor. And tell you the truth, I should. It's hard for me to get out there and film because usually when I go out with my guns, I just want to either train and it's so hard to train and film at the same time because most of the time I'm just either alone or I just don't have that capacity. So yeah, I need to figure out how to do it. I'd love to. Legend, have I used the SRO? I have not used the SRO, but I'd like to because I like Triticon. Fussy Parts. What is your opinion on proprietary AR manufacturers like LW, RC, LMT, etc.? I've never loved LWRC, and it's not for any reason. They're just dumb things. Like I just don't like the way that they look. I don't like their weird spiral fluted barrels. Like even though they all have purpose and it makes sense, for the price, I've just seen other things work just as well. So I have a hard time spending like larger amounts of money on things that I know I can save money on and go with a different brand per se. And once you get in the gun industry, you kind of realize that a lot of these guys use the exact same manufacturers. They just put their logo on it and sell for a higher price point. So in a lot of ways, you're paying for a brand. I'm not saying that that's the case for any of these. And there are pros and cons, obviously, but it's just hard for me because like once I start using BCM stuff or even Midwest Industries, who like makes all their stuff, you know, it's just like, it works really well. This works really well. Or I could pay like triple and have something that also works really well. So, you know, I don't know, nothing against them. LMT, I think I would go over LWRC. And just because like I've heard LMT is more proven, but that's just an opinion. Diz, have you tried the PSA mags for the 43X? I just talked about that. I actually bought 2 of them. They are coming in the mail. So I'll let you know as soon as I have that video up. I guess you'll see it. Thoughts on the Glock 48? I really like the 48s. They are nothing wrong, in my opinion. I mean, I usually run a threaded barrel on my 43X, which makes it like almost equivalent to a stock 48. So I kind of have been running 48s since I bought my 43X, and I like in a way, you know what I mean. Nothing wrong with them. I think they're great. Dabbled into 2011s. I have not, except for at SHOT Show. I held a whole bunch from Nighthawk and what's the other brand that everybody knows? You know, the other one. You know what I'm talking about. Sandhawks were like one of my favorite ones that I was able to hold from Nighthawk because they do a lot of custom work. And I found one that was like, oh man, that's like perfect for my hand and the way that it looked and the compact size and the reliability I was super interested in. So I actually was talking to Nighthawk and they said they would send it over for review. And it's like a $4,000 handgun. So I was a little weary about it. But we'll see. I'd love to review one. June just ordered the Magwell a few days ago because of you, actually. Nice, dude. Yeah, I think you're gonna like it. Yeah, if you're talking about the Empire one, for sure. Micers tell Empire to restock their stuff. It's mostly out of stock. I know. Empire, it's because it's so good. I mean, they just run out of stock so quick. But yeah, I know. I'm in touch with them a lot. Braden just got my CHP the other day and bought a 43X immediately after. 100% convinced me to get that one. Heck yes. Eli, hello. Just make sure you go out and train, man. I love it, though. I love it. Eli, hello. Question. What are your thoughts on built from 80% handgun frames? I assume you mean like, what are my thoughts on building out an 80% lower, like a P polymer 80? Nothing wrong with that. The only thing for me is like those become at some point the same price as buying a Glock, just a manufactured Glock. It just depends, like if you like the way that those look more and you like the concept of building out a handgun, then I think that's a great project for you. And they also can be super reliable. But Glock has like millions and millions of dollars invested in the technology of their handguns. And it's not like they can't malfunction, but the probability of them, if you just buy a Glock, is a lot higher chance you're going to get a reliable weapon platform. So that's my opinion on it, but I don't think there's anything wrong with P80s. I think they're great. Let's see. Video on medical gear for plate carrier. Yeah, I want to do a full medical video and kind of break down medical procedures as well as like just basic stuff, how to use a tourniquet and stuff. And that's stuff that I would even love to be educated on and stuff like that. So I just need to find an expert in my area who I can sit down with and like maybe even have him be in the video like I did with the plate carrier stuff. Yeah, so that is on my agenda. It's just lower on the list because I have a lot of builds that I want to get through first. But yes, it is super important. Thanks, Fussy. Rusty Dime, you need to shoot a gun feature with the wedding music. Epic. That'd be a video people would be mad about. Springfield Eklon. I feel like it's Eklon. I should. I just need to go figure out where I can get one, I guess, because I guess a lot of people are interested in it. Liam literally just ordered the Black Arch Entrada 10 minutes ago, and I see you go live. Nice. I love my Entrada. I'm wearing it right now. Sorry. I've been looking at a couple of different brands that I've wanted to try out, but honestly, the Black Arch right now is what I use every day. Ayo, what camera do you run to shoot your videos? So a lot of them are shot on just the Canon R5, and some of them though are shot on the Canon C70, and it's sometimes hard to tell the difference. Maybe you can, but most of the time they're gonna be shot on the R5, which is actually what you're seeing me on right now. Braden also got the Entrada and TLR7 sub with the holsters coming in tomorrow. Nice. Mike, do you game much? If you do you play on console or PC? I used to play a lot of Call of Duty, Warzone. We used to get on with the boys, but I honestly haven't got on. Oh yeah, and I usually play on PlayStation. I haven't been on in months. I would say like the pandemic is when I feel like everybody was on and playing, and now I wish I had time because I do miss it. Miss the brotherhood that comes with that. But I feel like life's a little crazy right now. But honestly, I'd love to play with any of you guys. Like if you just send me a DM on Instagram and shoot me your gamer tag or whatever, I'll get you added. Fidel, any military service? So no, I'm just a regular dude. Yep. No LE, no military, nothing. I just feel like all of this stuff is really important, and I train really hard with those guys so I can be as proficient as them. But in all honesty, I just You know, the I choosing to serve in different ways, and that's much less noble than what they're doing, but still important. Because if I can relate to other people who also aren't involved in any type of military or LE services, then we can create something that's also really important, which is just a well armed and regulated populace who knows how to utilize these things for the greater good and for the protection of innocent life. That's essentially what I stand for. And hopefully, I can inspire you guys through building cool guns to maybe build those same things and train and become proficient with those things for the preservation of innocent life. And it's something that really hit home for me recently. I'm just going to go on 2 second thing here. The movie Sound of Freedom, if you haven't seen it, extremely important. A fundamental part of this channel and like why I exist is to protect innocent life. And that movie is something that's extremely eye-opening. And there are things that you know are going on in the back of your head, but when it's confirmed to you in cinema in a cinematic way that's touching and inspiring, it motivates you to do better, try harder, and it pushes you towards greater goals, which is why I think everybody should go and see that film if you haven't. So Sound of Freedom, go watch it. Don, your 43X video changed the game for me. Appreciate that, man. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Build it out. I love it. Firebeard, thoughts on the Springfield? Oh, another Springfield Echelon. Hope I'm saying that. I don't have one yet. I haven't tried it, but I think I need to because you're like the 5th person to ask. Oh, that's a bad thing. You didn't know, but I just need to try it. Touring, what do you think about the PSA Micro Dagger releasing soon? Oh yeah, the Micro Dagger. PSA for me, I appreciate companies coming out with things like this, especially like the Micro Dagger, because it gives other people options where in the past, like what you had was Taurus or like cheaper brands. So I can appreciate it. I don't know if I would run it because I'd rather just save up a little bit more and buy something I know is backed by like $1 million of research, millions of dollars of research. But if it works, then it works. And if it works for you, then even better. So that's how I feel about things like that coming out. I need to try them though. That's the truth. Matthias, can you try some custom AR-15 builds that are chambered in different rounds? 6.5 Grendel, 6.8 SPC. I need to do that. So Sharp's Rifle Company, who makes the bolt carrier group that I love and run in literally everything, they also make a barrel for, I believe, 6.5 Grendel. And maybe I need to do a collaboration with them and see how those rounds hit in comparison to 5.56. I personally am so heavily invested in 5.56 right now, and that's what I've trained with. I mean, you actually may have just changed me. I am super comfortable with 5.56, so maybe it is time to move forward and try something new. I'm going to put that on the list. Thank you. Andrew, is the pistol in your review for this video on your build page? It is. It's on the kit page. Yeah, the cover photo, it's a SIG P320. It is on the kit page currently. There are a couple builds that are not on there yet. The AK is one of them. And then it could even be this Midwest Industries build that's not on there either. But I'll be updating those here pretty soon. Home, hey man, huge fan of the channel and the work you do. What are your thoughts on Stag Arms ARs? Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Stag, I've heard a couple things about Stag. I honestly haven't looked into them enough to like form a good enough opinion. From what I've heard, though, not the worst. but I don't have a lot of guys who are also running those, so I just need to do a little more research before I make a comment. Michael, thoughts on PSA Jackal? I'm pretty sure that's the guys are getting me on these. PSA Jackal. Let's see. I know what you're talking about. I just don't want to say something that. Okay, yeah. It's kind of like a Bren. I haven't tried it. I have seen a couple videos on that though, and I probably know as much as you do. I'm not. I don't know. PSAs again. It's like hard for me because I do appreciate what they're doing, and it's like cool to see them innovate and like put out like different stuff for us to try and use. But at the same time, I mean, I just use what works, and I really love gas operated guns. I know them well, so there's more on that, but yeah. JC, thoughts on the Glock 17 Gen 3 purchased for one for my first firearm. Still have 10-day wait to pick up because California. I'm sorry about the wait. I love Glock 17s. I think they're fantastic. I don't know much about the Gen 3. I usually go Gen 5 on like everything just because I appreciate the updates that they've made. But does the Gen 3 have finger cuts, the finger grooves? Because if that's the case, can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with finger grooves. Breaker. He always remind me of that one guy from Sicario. Yeah, that's me. I know. Did you see that on my Instagram today? Some guy made a top and bottom photo, and it's so weird how identical we look. Kind of funny. Israel, if I buy tier 1 holster and get the light and optic option, but don't have them right now, will it still fit in the holster fine? I'm pretty sure on the tier 1, it tightens down to your light. So I believe you won't be able to run it until you get the light. If I remember correct. So yeah, honestly, I would just get it now. Get the tier 1 now, because unless you're buying one that doesn't have like that waiting period, you're going to be waiting 1 to maybe 3 weeks for that holster to come. So in that time period, hopefully you can get the light. But you won't have to have the optic on there. It'll just be the light. Aiden, anything coming from Canic MC9? Have blessed night. Congrats on that thing. Thank you so much, man. I would love to build out a Canic. Honestly, I think that'd be a really fun gun to do. Not something I would run regularly, but I think a fun build nonetheless. I think I would do like a Canic and a CZ, maybe side by side, and see which one I like more. I feel like those are on kind of the same grounds. You can call me out on that, but I feel like they're pretty similar weapon platforms. So I feel like that would be a fun video. And I've been wanting to build out a CZ because I've heard their triggers are awesome. So I'll keep you posted on that. Tristan, opinions on the Glock 47. I've been thinking about getting one here pretty soon. The 47 is kind of funny for me. I don't really care for it, mostly because I like the 17's grip length. So I usually opt for the 45, which is this guy right here. It's the 19 slide with the 17 grip. And I like this more because it fits my hand a lot better. And I feel like more purchase on the handle is what I care about more. So yeah, I would go with the 45 or 17 rather than the 47. That's just me. Whatever works for you, that's what you should get. Stefan, as someone who is currently doing a PCC build and has done a few ARs, PCCs are a pain. Oh man, I'm sorry. Yeah, I've heard their gas systems are a little bit more difficult to manage, and there's a lot more tuning involved. So yeah, I actually need to do one just so I can get a little more experience in that. Corbin, what is your best build in your opinion? Let me grab it because I can show you. So it's kind of tough. And I mean, it's mostly just because of how much time and money I've put into this thing. But it's got to be my ARX. I mean, this thing is just an absolute monster of a gun. And you can see, I mean, this whole thing is just absolutely wild. And after having it for quite some time now, I've finally figured out like just how to make it perfectly reliable for me. And also I've got the Sting IR up on here, which is a good thermal option. And I found a way to make it a flip so I can add it or negative it. So I think that's pretty cool. But by far, this is probably my favorite and most reliable AR platform. Besides this one, oh, and I guess a couple changes that I've made since owning this one. Before I was running their safety, and I still really like their safety. I have nothing against it, but I like the Radiant Talon more. So I'm running the Radiant Talon now. Also added the Sting IR. Since I've switched over to the Scalera Works, and I'm probably saying that wrong, Scalera, whatever, their LPVO mount. And the reason why is because Unity's sits a little bit higher. And in order to run the Sting IR at the level that you're supposed to, I needed a lower mount. So I went with their, I forgot the name of it, but it's the number 9 one. And this is updated on my kit. So, oh shoot, if it's not, I'm going to do that tonight. But I've loved Scalera Works mount. This thing is absolutely incredible. I love that there's no screws in the top. It's a clamp style. So you just screw in through the bottom there. And yeah, big fan of this so far. So that was a change I made. The mount, added the Sting IR, which is awesome. I'm going to have a video on this here pretty soon. I also added a B5 Precision stock, which is not as comfortable as I wanted. I might get the longer version. I think it's the medium comes out to here. So I'll be running that here pretty soon. And let's see, what else did I change? That's pretty much all the changes I made. So yeah, I think I would change this out for maybe even a different stock completely, but I have loved this. And then you guys have seen this one. I talked about it a little bit more. This is the moth build that I'm going to be showing off here pretty soon. But the only thing that I've changed on this one since like I've talked about it last was a different grip. Before I was running the driven arms, and the grip angle was just a little too tight for me. It was pushed forward just a little bit too much. So I wanted something with more of a, I don't know, more like a B5. So this one's been extremely comfortable. I really like the grip angle on it. I like how fat it is. And it's been really comfortable. I also plugged it with that battery plug right there. So get a little storage as well, which is something that the driven didn't come with. So I've also been running the Saker K on this build, and it's run flawlessly. This is an incredible gun. That is actually one of my next videos. So I'll be talking about this thing here pretty soon. And this is all thanks to US Arms Co. So be talking about them a lot. put this back. And of course, I mean, can't go wrong with the old Glock build here. This thing is like almost, I mean, it is pretty much perfect. I love it so much. It's been such a good handgun for me, and the way that it's built out, it's just flawless. So my 43X is also another one that I really love. I will say though, the Glock 45 in its current configuration, just like this is a phenomenal handgun. Definitely one of my favorites for full size, like carrying it on my hip, and no complaints with the Glock 45 whatsoever. An absolutely fantastic gun, especially with the Trijicon RMR Type 2 on there. It's just awesome. Sorry about all that. Let me get back to some questions here. I'm sure we're piling up. Tristan, what are your thoughts on the PSA micro dagger mags? I bought 2. They're coming in the mail. Favorite Glock? Oh, I just kind of talked about it, but it's probably, I mean, if I'm being honest, probably my Glock 45, this guy right here. And it's just because I love how comfortable it is to shoot, how reliable it is. I love it. Let's see. Cody, hey, my first rifle I just purchased 2 weeks ago, Dana Defense Mark IV or M4, version 7 Pro, metal gray, bought a Vortex 1-6, 5.3K total build worth. I think that Daniel Defense is good at what they do. I think there's a lot of other options, but you're not going to have a unreliable gun. That's for sure. So yeah, solid, dude. I think you're going to like it. And also I've been really into gunmetal gray stuff lately. I think that color is awesome. Prodigy 1911 is insane. You should get one. I need to look into those. I've heard of Prodigy. Timothy, thank you. Corbin, what's your opinion on magnifiers? I like them a lot. So on the Moth build that I just showed you, I've got a flip up, and I believe it's a G45. I'll confirm, but the flip up is great in my opinion, especially with Unity's flip to center instead of the flip to side. I really like Unity's flip to center. Everything matches up on my eye line really well. And it wouldn't be comfortable if I'm laying prone, but in any other situation where I'm running gunning, maybe throwing it up on a wall or anything like that, the flip to center is just great. Gives you a lot of good vision for what you're trying to do, especially around 300 to 500 yards. It's really great. Timothy, have I ever shot a Taurus? Yes, I have. Not the biggest fan, I would say. I'd say they are like the bottom of the quality that I would suggest. So my brother had a Taurus that was a 22. That was actually really fun to shoot and weirdly super reliable. Like it could go through 22 like nothing, and it was suppressed as well. So it ran really dirty, but that thing just went. So I guess nothing against him. I just prefer other stuff. Hogan, you're just popping in boneless or bone-in wings. I'm a bone-in kind of guy. I don't like boneless stuff. I feel like you get a lot more flavor with the bone-in. Fussy, you should take TCCC course in your local area. I don't know what that is, but I'll look it up because I'm always down to learn. Let's see. Caleb, I just got my first AR-15 upper, and I'm looking forward to building it on a budget. Any tips or recommendations? Awesome, dude. Actually, so one of the videos I have coming out here pretty soon is a budget build, and it's not like per se a budget. It's like the highest value in the lowest cost of that I would suggest. So I'm trying to keep it at $1,500 max, and we'll see. It might be a little bit over. Could be a little under, just depending on how things go. But like my goal behind building guns always is to build the most reliable thing I can, even if that means saving up for parts. I don't really believe in buying something that's just a filler until you get the thing that you actually want, because in my opinion, that's just like kind of a waste of money. So I try to buy the least expensive, best thing that I can, because I know at the end of the day, I'm going to appreciate it more because it's reliable. So I do have a video coming out on that though. And hopefully it'll give you some good tips on how to build like a budget or still reliable build at a lower cost than what you're used to seeing on the channel, because these other ones are pretty expensive. David, what's your favorite Ambi lower? So there are 3 that I can recommend. One of them isn't a full Ambi, but that's Silencer Co's S15. No, S15. That's Shield. SCO 15, I believe is called. It's just Silencer goes lower. It's not a full Ambi, but it's really, really good in my opinion. It comes with a lot of features that I feel like higher end lowers come with still a decent price point, like a flared magwell, the Ambi controls, and just really well made from good materials. So I feel like Silencer Co. is one of them. I feel like the ARX comes with a really good Ambi control system. And that's because it's been like redesigned from the ground up to be brutally simple in the way that the controls function. So there's a high chance of zero reliability issues, which has been the case for me. I've run it pretty dirty. So the ARX comes with a really good Ambi control system. And then I would say Radian has a really good Ambi control system that I have really liked. Just very intelligent in the way that they put the buttons together and the machining of everything, the way it all fits together, all really high quality. So I would say Radian, Silencer Co., or the ARX, all really good Ambis. Eli, please tell me that you don't live in a commie state without telling me that you don't live in a commie state. Oh, man. I don't know if you're talking to somebody else or me. I live in Utah, which is not a commie state. I love it here. Adam, 2 areas of tactical gear applications, hobbies I feel I haven't been explored much on YouTube has been scuba and e-bikes. What are your thoughts? Seems to apply like overall overlanding, etc. Yeah, that's wow. Yeah. Scuba, that's something I never ever thought about, but now that you say that, like, it does make a lot of sense. I mean, especially if you're a Marine, I mean, I'm sure those guys are thinking about that all the time, or a Navy SEAL, stuff like that. So that'd be interesting to look into. And e-bikes actually is a great idea. Besides the fact that, like, reliability wise, I don't know if you'd want to rely on a battery, just because it's not easy to charge in a situation, and also it's nice to be able to just throw gas in something and have it work. But e-bikes are a lot quieter. So pros and cons, I feel like. Something to look into. I like it. The Good People Gun Club. How was I not subscribed to this page? Just subscribe. Love the content. Congratulations on 80K. Thank you. Appreciate that so much. Yeah, 80K has been so exciting for me. I've just been telling my wife every time I get a new sub, just like, oh man, we're getting there, almost to 100. It's so fun. So I appreciate you guys. Cody just followed and DM'd you on IG. Sweet. I will get back to you as soon as I can. I always have a lot of messages there. I start at the bottom and try to get up. So I will be with you. I appreciate you. Daniel, no way. Finally catching you live. Hello, man. You inspired my first AR-15. Daniel, yes, I love that. I'm so happy that I could be a part of that for you, man. That's awesome. Breaker, please make a game channel and play Insurgency Sandstorm. I'd love to see your reaction to that game. If it's a scary game, I'm not going to play it. If it's a war game, I'll definitely play it. That sounds really fun. No, Hessage. Don't know how to say that. Got the Gen 3 shield arms and all mags, and although no issues with my 50 rounds through, she gets jammed up a little bit when I rack my sliding into Gen 2s. Sticking with Gen 2s. Yeah, I feel you, dude. Yeah, the Gen 3s were weird for me. They did weird things. Gen 2s have always worked for me, so I'm sticking with those as well. Feel ya. We make a 6.5 Grendels, and I'll tell you, they are insane. That's what I've heard. I've heard 6.5 Grendel is awesome. So yeah, you're tipping me. I need to do it. Trip, have I ever made a 308? No, I have not, but I need to. If I do 308, it probably won't be a gas gun unless it's a SCAR. But if I do, it's going to be a bolt gun. And that is something that I've been talking to US Arms Co about. So at some point in the future, I'm probably going to be building out a 308 because that is something I really want to do. Z's, have you ever shot the 48 MOS? What are your thoughts on it compared to the 43X MOS? So I haven't shot the MOS version, but I've shot a 48 before, and I think they're excellent. If I'm being completely honest, it feels almost identical to me to my Glock 43X MOS, but that's because I run a threaded barrel. So like the barrel length is almost equivalent on both of them. So it just felt really similar to me. But if, I mean, from my experience shooting like a regular 3X, I would say they still feel pretty similar. Maybe the 48's just like a tad more controllable because the slide adds a little bit extra weight. But other than that, I mean, you really just pick whichever one you like more. And I mean, going back, would I build a 48 or 43X? I would love to have both. That's the thing. Like, I don't know if I've tested both of them enough to have like a data-driven opinion, but just from my experience, they feel pretty similar. So just pick the one you like more, whichever one's more concealable for you, or if it matters more to have like a tad bit more control, maybe go with the 48 or throw a threaded barrel on your 43X. Corbin, I'm going to build an AR-15. Should I go with Daniel Defense or Rock River Arms? So I just think there are a lot of options. So it depends on your budget. It also depends on what you're building it for, the barrel length, the style that you're going for. Are you building it from the ground up, like starting with a barrel, buying every part individually? Because it kind of sounds like you're going to buy a full Daniel Defense and then add accessories to it. Or you're going to buy a full Rock River and add accessories. If you're building it from the ground up, I wouldn't go Daniel or Rock River. I would go probably BCM or whatever, like Arrow, and spend a lot more money on things that are important: bull carrier group, barrel, and then BCM for like everything else. And you can have a very reliable weapon system and spend a lot more money on optics, lights, sling, just different accessories, especially ammo, mags, other things. So there's a lot more that goes into a gun. That is really important to think about before you just spend all your money on a Daniel. And that's why I have a hard time with Daniel Defense, is because you're spending a lot of money on a base rifle when you could build something very reliable, and also have like some very high-end parts that you handpick yourself. So just something to think about. I don't think there's anything wrong with Daniel other than like if you have the budget for it and you can build it out however you want, then that's great. But if you're trying to save money and have enough money to train and accessorize, I'd maybe do like a ground up build and just buy things over time and go with different companies. And that is one thing, like the Silencer Co. build, the Psycho BCM build that I have. That's like kind of what I did. This new budget build that I'm doing, though, is going to be similar to the build style that I did with the Silencer Co. one, like how I pieced it all together, but it'll be more affordable, so you can maybe spend money in different areas. And then at the same time, I mean, this Midwest Industries build, very reliable for me so far, and it shoots awesome, very clean. Just a great gun in general. I mean, it does get hot because of thin handguard, but other than that, I mean, it's just awesome. And it's $1,500 for the base, so you can spend a lot of money in other areas. Nate is telling me how to pronounce it. It is echelon. Echelon. Appreciate you. Thank you. Because I'm getting that wrong the whole time. Echelon. Yes. Okay. Chris, what camera do you use? I have quite a few different cameras, all Canon R5, Canon R6, and then 2 Canon EOS Rs, and then a host of lenses. I like prime lenses personally. So like 50 1.2 is what I use almost always. Love the 51.2. Next would be the 70 to 200 version 3 2.8. Huge fan of the 70 to 200. You can get compression that just is incredible. Next would be the 35, which is what you're seeing me on right now. And then the 85, which is just an absolutely perfect lens in my opinion. And then you kind of go into different areas like wide stuff. And I love the 24 or the 20. And then, yeah, you can go from there. I mean, the 15 to 35 is also a great lens. So lots of different lenses for different applications, but sorry. And you didn't even ask that. Maximus, what camera gear do you run for videos and your wedding stuff? Oh, I just kind of went into that. I'm a photographer and do some videos well with Sony and love your production and your message. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. But yeah, so gear other than cameras and lenses. I mean, I use the DJI Ronin, the version 2, like the one with red RS2, I guess what it's called. I've loved that Ronin before. I was running just a glide cam, the Devin Graham series head with the HD 4000, you know, old school stuff. But I haven't really used it since I got the RS2. And then I use the DJI Mavic 2 Pro as my drone. And then for audio, I use either a Zoom F6 or Tascam DR10Ls, which are both perfect audio for weddings, in my opinion. And I mean, I could go through all of this, quite a bit of stuff. Yeah, but let me know if you have any other questions. That's the main stuff I use, though. Touring, the Gen 3 Glock 17 has the grooves. Yeah, it's a good gun, I'm sure. Yep, everyone's saying the 17 has the grooves. Good stuff. Thank you, JC and Touring. Appreciate that. Johnny, we can see that 320. Can we see that 320 if you have it? So I took it apart because I was switching out a couple of things. So it's not really fully put together yet, but let me grab it. I had it put together, and then I was like, ooh, I need to make another Glock video. So I took some of the parts off, and then I ordered more for this one. But this is it in its like kind of base configuration. So we've got a lot of the features here. I mean, this whole slide is from Empire. The grips here are from Empire. These little what's it called? Grip tape things are from Empire as well. And then they're Magwell, which I'm just a huge fan of their look and style. And then they've also got these mags with the base plates on there, which are theirs as well. So big fan. Oh, the trigger is theirs as well. Super clean. Let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, I'm excited to put this gun back together and show it off. It shoots so well. This is actually, my wife claimed it because she loves shooting it so much. So this is a build that I'm way stoked for. And honestly, it might be something that I train with a lot more because of how comfortable it is and how well it shoots. So yes, that is the Empire P320, which is, you can see the whole thing on my kit page. You can see all the parts that I used and everything like that, the breakdown. Fussy, what is the most difficult or frustrating thing about wedding videography? Yeah, so at this point in time, I mean, honestly, I love wedding videos. Shooting them are super fun for me. I would say just like, it depends on like if the bride is the type where she gets stressed out really easily. And if other people are stressing her out and stuff like that, I'm more of like a chill guy. So when I show up, I'm just there to capture the day. And I've gotten really good at just doing that, keeping everything calm and making sure that they're having an actual good day and like enjoying their wedding day rather than just being stressed the whole time. So I try to be like the kind of person who is just like, take a breath, like this is your one day and let's get you taken care of. And a lot of the time people respond to that positively. So weddings are just great. I would say the hardest thing for me is post workflow, editing, and just it takes, the wedding day is so fun. You get to interact with people and then you go home, sit in front of a computer for hours at a time and try to piece together a story. Luckily now, a day I don't do that as much. I know people who can tell stories better than I can. So I've incorporated that into my business, which has just been great because I know they can do a better job than me. So yeah, I would say it's the post stuff. Wedding day is awesome. Berg, I just bought a tier 1 for a buddy of mine and it took 4 weeks, ordered first week of June and just got there the 4th of July. Yeah. So they do take quite a bit. Cool kid, grabbed a PSA mag yet? Yes, I have. They're in the mail coming. DC, what do you think of Law Tactical Folder for the AR-15s? I've got one here. I've got 2 of them. I've run them on 2 of my builds pretty hard, especially on this moth build right here. I personally haven't had any issues with these, and I think they're great. But I do know people, shout out to Cherry, who is a Discord member, who actually just had some problems with his. So I really like them personally. I haven't run into any issues, but I know people who have. They're supposed to be so reliable. I mean, they got contracts with the police somewhere. I was talking to my buddy Joe about it, and he said that they are supposed to be really, really reliable and not malfunction at all, because they have contracts with LE and stuff like that. So, Joe, if you're out there, appreciate you, man. Thank you for everything you do for me and the channel. Love you, dude. So yeah, I like them. Gavin, are suppressor height sights okay to use without a suppressor or red dot? I'm thinking of getting them for my Glock 45. I usually run suppressor height sights, but that's because I have cans also. But I don't think there's anything wrong with running them outside of like using a suppressor. I think it's fine. Yeah, I would. Personally, I do a lot of the time. Home, yep, the CZ P10 triggers will change your life. I believe that. I know I need to get into them. I'm excited for it. Brian, you really do a great job and have great detail with your gun builds. Keep it up. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate that. Corbin, what's the best brand in optics in your opinion? So Night Force makes one of the best LPVOs out there. I also think Loophold's really good. I mean, Vortex if you're on a budget. And EOTech, again, like I can't say anything wrong with EOTech. They are monsters. They are tanks. They are built to last, and they do. And then Hollow Sun, I mean, is in there. I feel like Hollow Sun's making some pretty good stuff, but I would definitely buy an EOTech over a Hollow Sun. And for handguns, I mean, Swamp Fox is in there as well. I think I would still buy an EOTech over a Swamp Fox at this point, but Swamp Fox still makes some pretty good stuff. For handguns, I feel like Hollow Sun is in there. Definitely for optics, I feel like they're good. Trijicon definitely makes some of my favorite handgun optics. I would say like this RMR. The Type 2s are really good, and also their automatic beams, which I have on another one of these Glocks over here, are really good. And I mean, those are like kind of my what's it called? Loophole Delta Point Pro is really good. I have that on my shotgun build. I've really enjoyed that optic. Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking around. Night Force, though, I mean, their FPVOs are just, they're super expensive, but they so clear, so well made. Tanks, I mean, super heavy, but just well made. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna swing around here. Let me see if I can get some I haven't read yet. Braden, have you noticed a decrease in reliability with running a threaded barrel on your 43X? No decrease in reliability at all. And I've run the Silencer Co. threaded barrels on like a lot of my guns, and they've all been really, really good. So no decrease in reliability for me. Chris, I talked about the cameras I use, so feel free to look back. It was like 10 minutes ago or something like that. Braden, looking to do my first AR. Should I buy an AR and upgrade it, or should I build it? Looking at the Stag arms if I buy. Also, thank you for all the information you give. Learned so much from you. I appreciate that, dude. I'm so glad that I can be a information hub. So, I mean, it really just depends on your budget and how willing you are to like be patient. Patience comes with building guns. If you just want the whole thing, I don't think there's anything wrong with buying a Stag arms. I mean, if that's within your budget and that makes sense, then that'll work really well. So those usually run around, I don't remember the price points, but if you can just save up a little bit more, I'm serious. Like Midwest Industries, their Night Fighter, $1,500. I've been using it, running it, and I genuinely really like it. So for like a budget one, this thing just comes with everything that I upgrade anyway. It comes with a Radiant Talon. It comes with BCM's grip. It comes with a B5 stock, Midwest Industries handguard, which I love. It even comes with, let's see, I'm going to pull it over here. It comes with the Criterion barrel, which is, I'm pretty sure it's a 18223 Wild. So reliable, good. All the other parts are Midwest Industries machined, and then their trigger is I don't know. I think it's a mil spec, but it's just great. Like I have had zero issues with that one so far. So big fan of this. $1,500, but also I'm coming out with again that budgeter video. So if you want to actually build one rather than just buying that, then I'll be coming out with that video here pretty soon. Hopefully I can get it done. But again, do whatever makes the most sense to you and whatever you feel like you're going to train with. But I love building out guns. And I can tell you from personal experience, the Midwest Industries is great. I haven't shot a Stag or used one. I've heard good things about them. But yeah, so let me know. Let me know if you have any other questions on that. I can let you know what I'm thinking about doing on the budget build. I already have a lot of it. So I'd be happy to walk you through that if you want to figure that out now. Just send me a DM or something like that. Paul, what gun is on the thumbnail of this live? That is this guy right here. That is the Empire P320. And yeah, this thing is the bomb. Love shooting it. Big fan. Super comfortable. Excited to talk about that more. I've got a full video coming out on it soon. Yes, it is an AXG. Yep. Thank you, Tristan. Yes, AXG. Matthias, would you ever try out and show off some exotic ammos? Yeah, so like something different, 6.5 Grendel, stuff like that. Is that what you mean? I do need to. I need to. So I'm going to look into it more because I think it'd be really fun. Maximilian, big man, power through, keep the content. Thank you, dude. I will. Keep trying. DC, what are your options, or what are your opinions on the Streamlights as another option to Surefire lights? I want a light, but I really don't want to spend almost 400. Totally understand where you're coming from. I run the TLR7 sub. on both my Glocks. I've had a really good experience with them. The one that I was running lately, my TLR7 sub did malfunction every time I shot. It would just turn the light off, and I was like, that's not good. So I sent it back to Streamlight, and it hasn't had an issue since. But I mean, that's just what you get when you pay less. Sometimes things don't work as well. My Surefire X300s have been excellent. Like, they just work. I did, however, have an issue with a Surefire X300U B as well. So they're not immune, but it was just a tail cap issue. So they replaced the tail cap, put it back on, and it was probably my fault. I probably just bent something out of place. But now it runs perfectly. So they also have really good customer service. Everything was really good with that. So you get what you pay for, but I definitely understand where you're coming from. It's a lot. Precision Rifle, congrats on 80K. Thank you so much. I'm stoked. Griffin, do you have a bug out bag set up? Yes, I do. It's not really a bug out bag. It's more of my 72-hour kit. But I do have a different bag as well that I just keep like a smaller version of what my 72-hour kit is. So if you go on the channel, you can watch that video, and you'll get a pretty good idea of like what I would keep in a smaller bag. If I did have to leave, I'd probably just grab like a plate carrier, my favorite gun, which would probably be my ARX, and then a pair of boots and like all the bags I could bring, I guess. I hope I never have to leave though, because my house is the most defensible place, and it also is where all my water and food is, and my community, which are all really important things to have in a situation. Matthias, can you try making a build based on Mr. Nobody from John Wick 4, like his armored backpack? I'll have to look into it. If I'm being honest, I have not watched any of the John Wicks, and I know everybody says they're like, oh, you would love them. So I just need to go and watch them apparently, but I haven't watched them yet. Let's see. I do not. Sorry, Patrick. Breaker, where can I get the windbreaker you're wearing? Yeah, these are available on the good old shop page of my website. So if you go to gunmenusa.com/shop and scroll down to jackets, you'll be able to find this jacket. It's got the moth logo on here, and I've got a bunch of different styles. So, and I also have the new shirts are out, which I've been a huge fan of. I wear them like every day. So, yeah. Dark mode, love that one. Griffin, you've mentioned church and EDC for that before. Tell us more about your faith. Yeah, so I mean, that's something I've never talked about on the channel, but I definitely believe in Jesus Christ, and he's one of my best friends. He's I've never talked about this in like a public way before, but I've been a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints for my entire life. And everybody gets to a point where you kind of have to figure it out for yourself. And based on experiences that I've had personally with God, I feel like I've grown really close to him and built a really good relationship with him. So my faith is based in my relationship with God. And it's always been something that I hold really close to my heart. So I'm a member of the church, and I appreciate the things that they do. I know that there's a lot of things out there that are tough for people to understand, and also a lot of things that, like, it's not a perfect world that we live in, but I don't know. That's why I base a lot of my faith in a personal relationship rather than like a church relationship, if that makes sense. So happy to answer any more specific questions though, but yeah, I don't know. It's fun. Paul, where did I get that hat? Oh, this one? It's probably from Ross, if I'm being honest. Big Ross guy. Burlington as well. I wouldn't be surprised if I found out either one. It's a Timberland though. So if you just type in Timberland leather patch hat, it might pop up. We Flounder, have you ever thought about building a Q gun like the Honey Badger? I have, and I would like to. I actually really like Q a lot. They make some really cool stuff. I also got a buddy who has a lot of Q stuff, and so he said that I would be able to try out some. So I might be doing that here pretty soon. Corbin, have you ever shot a staccato? If you do, did you like it? That was the other 2011 that I was talking about. So there's Nighthawk, staccato. Big fan of both of those. I think they both feel really great. I don't have a lot of experience with staccato. Everyone I talk to loves them though. So I haven't shot one yet. I'd love to. Yeah. I think they're great. I've held a lot of them. I haven't shot one yet though. So I'll keep you posted on that though. Nestor, Cloud Defensive 3.0 or Surefire Scout DF. I gotta go with the Cloud Defensive Rain 3. And I think that's the one that you're talking about. I like the Surefire Scout lights, but the Cloud Defense technology and like the thought that they've put into weapon mounted lights is fantastic. So also their battery cells are really good as well, built specifically for their lights. Really good lights. Cloud Defensive is great. Braden, have you ever looked into the Shadow Systems MR920? I have worked really hard to shoot a standard Glock well because of the angle of the grip, where I shoot others beautifully. Thoughts? Yeah, so a lot of people who don't like Glock move to Shadow Systems, and they seem to really like them. I like the weight of the MR920. I think they feel really good. I've got a buddy who just bought one as well who really likes it. But personally, I don't have any problems with Glock's grip angle, so I still like Glocks. I feel like Shadow Systems are pretty expensive for what they are, which is just a different angled Glock in a lot of ways, upgraded Glock. But at the same time, like sometimes it's just the perfect gun for people. For me, I'd rather just build a Glock to have the same features as a Shadow without paying the price all at once, if that makes sense. So nothing wrong with them though. I think they're great. If they work for you especially, then run it. Logan, what are your thoughts on the Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 compact 3.6 inch? I think M&P makes one of the most comfortable handguns out there. I mean, honestly, they are really, really easy to shoot, really easy to train with. So if you have one, everyone I talk to, I mean, it's usually like a beginner gun. Like they're like, oh yeah, I got my M&P shield and that's what I run. And I'm like, hey, good for you. If it works, then run it. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel about M&P. I think everybody kind of has their niche gun that they go with. I don't think they're bad by any means. And I would definitely run one myself if I didn't have so many Glocks. I mean, yeah, as an EDC, I think it'd be great. Yeah. Just train with it. And if you love it, then that's perfect. Logan, any sneak peeks in future builds or vids? Yeah, I wish I had the AK because it just got done being Cerakoted and it looks so freaking cool. But I mean, here would be the sneak peek. So I do have this Glock has been updated quite a bit. So this is going to be a build coming out here pretty soon. And then I've got another Glock over there. And you may have seen the photo that I posted. It's got, oh, maybe I didn't even post it. But I've got another Glock over there. It looks really similar to this. And I'm just going to grab it because why not? I'll be right back. Okay, then we got this bad boy right here. Train with Purpose slide, which is their Gunco, just their Gunco slide. And it's kitted out to be pretty much a lot like the one I just showed you, except for the Armor is a different model. And we got a different magwell here as well, a different suppressor. And yeah, different threaded barrel brand wise, and then just a regular trigger shoe instead of a Train with Purpose officials. But the same suppressor right sights here and everything else. So I'm going to be doing kind of like a head-to-head on these two, and just show you guys like what the different options are out there. Because you know me, big Glock guy. Then I've got the ARC build that's going to be coming out here pretty soon. Big fan, big fan. Threaded barrel there. You can see that's ported on the top. Actually, you can't because the light's pointing the wrong way. Got the Holosun 507K on there. And this is the build that I've been saying has the Johnny Glock's trigger shoe in there. Big fan. Again, I've got just stock 10 round mags in there, which I'm hoping the PSA 15s are going to work in this one. Because if they do, this will be pretty equivalent to my current concealed carry, and I'll be able to switch them out. So other than that, I mean, besides the slide, this is built almost identical to my regular 43X that I carry every day, which is this guy. So these two builds, I'm going to do like kind of a head-to-head here pretty soon. And then I've got the Moth build. I was showing off this one before. You guys have seen it. And I'm going to be throwing on the Saker K to this guy. But this thing is just an absolute monster, and it shoots like it as well. It's just so clean, and a big fan. Can't wait to show this thing off. Then we got the AK, which I don't have, or else I would show you. And then we've got the Night Fighter here, which I've kitted out to be pretty comfortable with this giant Swamp Fox on top. Super heavy optic, but surprisingly pretty nice. So excited to talk about this one too, especially the Saker K I got on the end of there. Light's pretty similar to what I do on a lot of my stuff, except for these days I usually pick the Cloud Rain 3 and over like an Arasaka or a custom build Surefire. And then I've got a kit review coming out here pretty soon and be talking about bump helmets, hopefully ballistic helmets here pretty soon. But for now, bump stuff. This is from Hardhead Veterans. And it's just a bump helmet. I'm going to be throwing a Wilcox mount on. And then on the Wilcox mount will be the Sting IR, which is just a thermal option that you can throw on like a night vision mount. And then I've got some new Ear Pro coming, which will be Peltors. And I'm going to show you how to side mount them to this particular rail system instead of like a Team Wendy or a Ops Core helmet. So you can kind of see a less expensive option, kind of how to do that. This helmet so far though is like really solid. I've liked just the molding behind it, the way it fits my head. I think they're really good. Also, their strap system is pretty cool. They've got this little magnetic thing that kind of snaps together. So that's pretty sweet. And then, of course, Hardhead came out with their like mesh style inserts, and I don't have them on this. I'm hoping to get them on a ballistic helmet one day. But yeah, I mean, I've got a full multicam kit that I'm really excited to go over with you guys. I mean, especially the camo. It's a video I've been working on since SHOT Show, just gathering everything together to make sure that I have all the content that I need, or I mean, all the pieces that I need to really show off the way that I kit out like a range day, a full kit range day. So yeah, that's like a lot of the stuff that's in the works right now and more. I've got more that's coming. It's just like, it's pretty overwhelming to be honest, but I'm here for it. And I'm here so I can continue to help you guys, which just is really fun. It's just really hard. Gordo, do you have any expertise in Aimpoint Acro P2? Aimpoint Acro P2. Which one did I? No, I don't. But I am going to throw on oh no, I'm forgetting the name. So Primary Arms makes a prism optic that reminds me kind of the Aimpoint Acro. No, I'm wrong because you're talking about the red dot. I've heard mixed reviews on that thing, but I think it's really good. It depends on what you're using it for, though. Like, are you putting it on a handgun? I've seen a lot of people throw them on shotguns, which I definitely approve of. An AR offset, maybe. Kind of just depends on how you plan to run it. I think they're a little bulky for handguns, though. Yeah, let's see. Corbin, love the content. Have you tried a Glock? Have you tried the Glock enhanced trigger? Thinking of picking one up this weekend. Yeah, I was able to play with it at SHOT Show. I would say they're just a very squishy. It's weird. I like very comfortable to shoot, but squishy for whatever reason. Glock did. I don't know why they thought like. Yeah, I don't know. I would say you just have to try it to kind of figure out if you like it. Maybe go and rent a gun that hopefully has it, like the 47, I think would, or find a buddy who has one and go shoot it before you buy it. You might really like it though. I mean, super comfortable to shoot. Breaker Insurgency Sandstorm is a war milsim game that you can create loadouts and everything. Seriously, make a Twitch, and I can see you blowing up with popularity soon. That'd be really fun. Yeah, I'm super into stuff like that where you can like build a kit and a loadout and stuff like that. That sounds awesome. Insurgency Sandstorm. Cool. Yeah, I'll look it up. Tilly, the Train with Purpose trigger shoe on your current 43X build. Is it the 3, 4, or the 5? Yeah, it's the 3/4, not the Gen 5. The 43X MOS version, this guy right here, that is the Gen 3, 4, not the 5. That's the one that fits on the 43X. But the correct one is linked on the kit page. So just go to the kit page, and that will ensure that you get the correct one. And you also get a discount on it. Matthias, if you want to make a gas gun 308 without having to spend too much money, I'd recommend the CZ Bren 2 308. It's cheaper than the Scar while being about as good. Cool. The CZ Bren 2. I'm going to have to look that up. Cool. Sounds cool. Jesse just bought an e-bike, looks more like a moto, 70-mile range, 70-mile range at 30 miles an hour, 35 miles an hour. Wow. Can tow it in my Jeep bike rack, great mobility upgrade, and it's silent. That is legit. Rev 1. Yeah, I'm going to look that up later. Rev 1. Jesse, I built a BCM 16-inch Mark II upper and do not regret it, using an Ambi LWRC lower. It's sweet. Yeah. LWRC makes awesome lowers. Yeah, that sounds like a solid build, to be honest. Dang, dude, nice. I love to send me a picture of that. I'm curious. Keaton, opinion on shadow systems. Talked about that a little bit. I would say overpriced Glock, but also if it works for you, then that is perfect. Leo, what's up with a new Glock 43X build? Why another Glock 43X? Fire, by the way. Yeah. Mostly, so you know how when you get a slide, you're like, I might as well buy a lower. That's kind of what happened. So I got a slide, the arc slide, and then I was like, shoot, I might as well just complete it because I don't want to switch back and forth between the one I carry every day and this guy. And so that's kind of what happened. I just ended up building out an entire lower just for this upper, and that is where we are at now. But I love this thing so much. I'm excited to talk about it. Arc slide is awesome. It's like one of my favorite styles. I wish it didn't have a port. What do you do? That's my only gripe. It has a port. This port is fine because it's on the end of the barrel and it's pretty small and it actually has a function. Slide cuts and importing does absolutely nothing for you besides lets dust and grime get into your slide. So that's how I feel about ports. But I love ARC so much that I'm willing to bear with it and just clean it more. So yeah, excited to talk about that one more. It shoots really well, and I feel like their ported barrel and compensator actually does stuff. So Dylan, man, that's awesome, dude. I remember when I subbed and you had 1 to 2K subs. So crazy that you've been here this whole time. Dude, love seeing the hard work and awesome channel paying off. Keep it up. Much love. Thank you, bro, so much. Thanks for being here since like day one, pretty much. Crazy. David, right? What's the worst wedding experience you've had? Oh, man. Worst wedding experience? I mean, like, it's weird, but not to say I've only had good experiences, but I've just had really positive experiences filming and shooting weddings. Like, they've just been awesome. I would say the hardest ones for me are always traveling weddings. And usually it's just because like I'm exhausted and traveling just takes it out of me. And flying with all of my gear gives me so much anxiety because I'm like, wow, so much money is on this plane right now. And also I have to keep track of it. So I don't travel anymore for weddings. I try not to, at least. But those are generally the most stressful ones for me. So yeah, I don't know. I just have really good experiences with weddings, though. I think they're so fun. Have a good time with them. Mr. Don't know your username. Hey, I'm looking for a video on a website to explain how guns, parts, etc. works. Breaks unfortunately, but I'd be better prepared. Oh, he's looking for video website to explain how guns, their parts, etc. work. So let me know what you think about this. Because it's really hard to post that kind of stuff on YouTube without getting taken down. And I don't want to get any strikes. But I was thinking about adding to the members page a separate part about how to fully break down guns, how to pull them all the way back together, how to clean them, and just like my same quality of videos, but just how to like, take apart your Glock, clean it from the inside out, put it back together, how to switch out like shoes on Glocks, just stuff like that. Because that's stuff that I do all the time, and haven't posted on YouTube because, I don't want to get removed and then have my whole channel taken down. Same with ARs. I mean, how to put them together, like what tools you need. Would you guys be interested in that? Like if I had a members page, it would be a lot of work because it would be like basically building a course. So I don't know, maybe I'd make it like $30 to get in, and then you get like this whole vast library of how to take apart guns, clean them, put them back together, how to build them, stuff like that. Is that something you'd be interested in? Let me know. Send me can you do a poll in here? I don't even know if that's a thing. Engage with your audience. Oh, start a poll. Okay. So what I just talked about, should I make a members page on how to build and clean guns and everything else? Maybe like a $30 entry. Okay, let me know what you guys think. Because, yeah, it would just be like so much work for me to put that all together. But it's something that I'd really like to do for you guys, especially because like that's half of the experience. I mean, if you can just buy all the parts yourself and put it together instead of paying a guy to do it, because for a while I was just paying other people to put them together. And at the end, I was like, dang, I just paid that guy like $100 to put on a muzzle device when I could have spent $100 on rock set and like a $30 tool and just did it myself. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know. Oh, looks like a lot of people are saying yes. Wow. Well, I guess that means I gotta make it. I'm gonna keep that poll going for a little while. Have you tried Technicore holsters? No, I have not, but I'll look into them. I always love looking into new holsters. Choppy, how are you doing? I'm currently cloning your. Oh yeah, my Silencer Co BCM build. Is there anything you would change if you could, so that I know? That build has stayed like pretty much the exact same. And that's actually one of the only builds that I've left almost completely alone since putting that video together. I absolutely love it. One thing, actually, except for the barrel length, because I chose a 10.3, and after watching Grantham's video on velocities, the 10.3 to the 11.5, big difference, also different wear on the parts. A lot of things that I knew, but I didn't know how drastic they were. I knew there was a ballistics difference between 10.3 and 11.5. I didn't know it was that big though. And also, I wasn't totally aware that it wears down your parts a lot more to have the 10.3 versus the 11.5. So I guess if you believe what Grantham was saying, and I mean, he ran the tests, I would go with an 11.5 barrel rather than what I did, which was a 10.3. So that might change your gas system a little bit, but just buy accordingly to the 11.5. I would probably keep the same length handguard that I did though, which I believe was like a 9 something. It's linked on the kit. Just get the same length, because you want to have a little bit of barrel sticking out. And I'm realizing this more and more. I like to have like an inch of barrel sticking out, just so I don't run into any issues with suppressors not fitting right, and as well as like you want your handguard to kind of sit a little further away from the end of the barrel. And I'm realizing that more and more. It just gets a little more hot, and it'll be more comfortable if you do that. Also, it helps to be able to have your light sticking out. Now, just trust me. Just go with a little bit less there. So, but yeah, that's pretty much the only thing I would change. Everything else on that gun I've loved. Let's see. Oh, it's been an hour and 40 minutes, but you guys are so awesome. I'm staying. Papa, I'm local to Utah. Do you ever have meetups? And can you say where in Utah you usually go shooting? Yeah, for sure. So one thing on the meetup, I am working on putting together a locals Utah, and anybody else who can make it. I'm gonna pick a day. We're gonna head to the range. I would love to have like grills out, cook some meat, shoot some guns, just meet everybody. I think that'd be super fun. So I'm working on a date for that so we can make it happen, because I'd love to hang out with you guys. Where do I go shooting? It's usually on the west side of the Utah Lake over at Soldier Pass. I also go to Pelican or Payson Landfill. But those are all kind of like middle of the area, more southern, depending on where you live. So if you live up more north towards Salt Lake, I'm not super knowledgeable about places in that direction. So I'll have to get back to you on that one. But yeah, I'm usually at Soldier Pass. DC, what are your thoughts on the P365X macro? If you ever shot one? Yes, I have. I talked about this actually a little bit at the beginning. I would say I'm just more partial to the 43X MOS. I just like it more. Nothing against the X macro. I think it's a super comfortable gun to shoot. I just don't think that the compensator really does anything. And I think that was like a huge selling feature of the gun, besides its huge mag capacity. So if you like the big mag capacity, then that's perfect. And it's honestly probably a great gun. And everyone who has them says that they really like them. So, but I don't own one, so I haven't shot it like enough to build a solid opinion. Casados, love your styles, bro. Your style, bro. Keep up the great work. Question: if you had to pick one build for if crap hit the fan, end of the world, what would it be? So again, it's probably going to be my ARX Light Fighter. I showed it off here for a second. And it's really just because of the way that it's kitted out right now. I mean, this is like an end of the world gun. We've got thermal on here. We've got a night force. It's extremely reliable, very, very accurate. And honestly, I did a terrible job portraying how accurate this gun is because in my testing when I was shooting at 700 yards, even at 400, I just did not do it justice. I was a terrible shot. I used the wrong ammo. I did a lot of things wrong, and I still need to show off how actually accurate it is because I just did a horrible job. So yeah, I'm going to do that. It's a fantastic gun, extremely reliable, very well made, and very comfortable to shoot. The gas system and everything is just awesome. So definitely be that guy because I can run that thing and it's solid. And then my Glock 45 that I wear on my side. Did you guys watch the new Extraction 2 movie? If you did, I always enjoy what they do with those. I mean, like in the first one, when you're watching him like reload with one hand and also like clear jammed casings and stuff like that, I was like, finally a movie that like counts rounds like John Wick style, from what I've heard, and like actually shows kind of realism in small ways, you know. Also, like suppressors weren't quiet. That was one thing where I was like, finally, like they portrayed an accurate visual and audio of what a suppressor sounds like. They just did a great job with like that kind of stuff. I mean, the rest of it was very Hollywood stuff like that. Anyway, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was great, especially because he was running like a build that was really similar to my Psycho BCM one, of course, because it was Daniel, and you know that's what a lot of the guys run, stuff like that. So, but yeah, it was just funny. I was like, dang, that looks so much like mine. Anyway, super fun. Your videos are awesome. Thank you for all the tips and keep up the good work. Thank you, Corbin. Appreciate that. Papa, what are your thoughts on IWI firearms? I've never owned one, but so here's the thing with like manufacturers is a lot of the time they all come from the same place and their logo is just slapped on it. So at that point, you kind of just look at like what they're made out of, how they're made, and the features that come with them. And if they're super high price and you're like, why is that price so high for like a bare bones lower? Then it's literally just the name brand, unless they like literally manufacture it inside their warehouse and are taking on all of the cost rather than outsourcing. And I always have to preface with that because sometimes people get really heavily involved with like, oh, that's a name brand, IWI or whatever. And I'm like, it probably was made in the same factory as like what a BCM would be made in. So just keep that in mind. Sorry, off topic, but I've never used one. I don't have an opinion, but I would imagine from what I've seen that it probably feels and shoots a lot like a BCM or any other average lower. It depends on the one that you get as well. So like the reason why I say that also is because like, for example, Silencer Co's lower for $200 something, you get a flared magwell, almost complete Ambi controls. You get 7075 T6 aluminum, which is like what all of them are pretty much made of. So that's not a huge feature. But I just think the controls are in a really good spot. And I mean, you get the feature where you can tighten the lower to the upper. Just a lot of things that I'm like, wow, that's a lot of features that doesn't regularly come on a lower receiver. And they're selling it for like a decent price. So that's what I look at. I look at features over like name brands, I would say. So another thing, I mean, it has nothing to do with your question again, I have no idea about IWI, but I look at features, stuff like that. So if I'm paying more, anyway. Zach, I'm a build guy all the way. What are your thoughts on a Frankenstein build? Yes, definitely. I Frankenstein like ton of my stuff. Whenever I put together a custom build, it is completely Frankenstein. I take a barrel from Ballistic Advantage. I take an upper from BCM. I'll take a lower from wherever, BCM, Silencer Co., Radian, whatever I like at the time. US Arms Co. actually makes great barrels. Their stuff is, I mean, actually fantastic. I'm not, man, it's so hard because they're a channel sponsor. So like when I disclose, like, yeah, I'm really tight with them, but I'm everything when I say it, I mean it really genuinely. Like they make some really good stuff. And I run a lot of their barrels and I like them a lot. So if you're ever curious, I mean, I'm pretty sure they even sell their barrels on their website. You can get 15% off. So look into that because they're great. Anyway, yes, Sharps Rifle Company bolt carrier groups. I mean, BCM uppers are usually what I go with. I love BCM uppers. And Midwest Industries handguards or Geisley. And I use a lot of different Geisley parts, usually for their buffer systems, like their tube, BCM Castlenut end plates. Oh man, I Frankenstein the heck out of my guns. I love it. Chris B, how about an AR-10 308? Yeah, I need to do one of those as well. Who just came out with one that I was like, dang, I want that. I'll keep you posted because there is one that I was thinking about that I really wanted to do. And dang, it looks like a lot of people. Okay, 69% of you are interested in me throwing together a gun course, cleaning buildings, stuff like that. 31% of you guys said no, which is totally fine. That's no big deal. It's not for you. No big deal. It's just really good to know who would be interested in it. But I would say that's a solid yes ratio. It sounds like a lot of you guys are interested in having that information. So yeah, I guess, dang, got some work to do. I'm doing some scripting. Thanks for answering. CJ, should I liquidate my 401k for nods? Oh, I'm not a financial advisor. I cannot tell you yes or no. Cannot tell you yes or no. Talk to your spouse if you have one. If not, talk to God and figure that one out. Brandon, why'd you go back to stock trigger in your EDC over Johnny Glock's trigger? Yeah. So, I mean, ultimately what it was on this guy was, this isn't a stock trigger. I went with Train with Purpose officials and they just sell a shoe, not a full trigger system. And I wanted the Johnny Glock's trigger system for my ARC build. So Johnny Glock's is sitting in this one now, and this is Train with Purpose officials. And I really like their shoe. And actually, on the kit page, you can get a discount on this one as well. Everyone that I've talked to has really enjoyed it. Who has got it? I really enjoy it. I think it's a great upgrade. I think they're like only $80 in comparison to Johnny Glock's like $400 upgrade, or I mean $200-$300, something like that. It's expensive. $80, you can get a pretty solid upgrade for the OEM 43X's trigger. So yeah, that's what I did. I think this is a great option. Let's see. Go-to rifle light. I would say it's either a custom one that I usually do, and it's a mixture of Arasaka and Mod Light stuff. I usually go with a Mod Light head, Arasaka body, Surefire UE tail cap, Mod Light mod button, and then it usually sits on an HRF ramp. So that is one option. And then all of that usually sits on a T-Rex Arms light bar from Arasaka. and only go with T-Rex arms because they rise it up a tiny bit. And I really love that they do that because it sits a little higher, allows you to throw suppressors on without interference. Anyway, that's been my go-to for a long time until I started using the Cloud Defensive Rain 3. I hate their button, but because I wish I could do the Mod Light style. Actually, you can now because they sell a legacy body. Anyway, besides the point, I would still probably run Cloud's button because of the way everything connects down, way more reliable. The Cloud Rain 3 is like an absolutely fantastic weapon light. So big fan of that. If none of those work for you, the Surefire Scout Mini Pros have been awesome. I have one of those on my shotgun build, and a big fan of that. So those are 3 options that you can do, all 3 of which you can find on the kit page. So yeah, hopefully that helps. Let's see, Matthias, sorry, I meant by like high velocity 9mm or plus P45. Oh, you're probably talking about ammo. Okay, sorry. So I have to backtrack a little bit because I can't remember what you were asking to in regards to. But if you're talking about carry ammo, I usually in my Glock 43X MOS run gold dot or spear gold dot 9mm plus P. And you don't technically need to run plus P, but I just do because 43X has a little bit of a shorter barrel. If you're running like a 19 slide, just the regular spear gold dot is great. So yeah, you don't necessarily need plus P. Marcus, what does your wife carry? I bought mine a 43X and put Glock night sights on it. Nice. Yeah. So my wife doesn't carry all the time, but when she does, it's usually just a stock Glock 43X as well. So, and she tends to like that one. I bet honestly, if I gave her this one, I'm sure that she would put it into a purse. I think that she loves this one so much that this would be the one that she carries. It's also the one that she's the most accurate with, surprisingly. And I guess it's not so super surprising. It's super easy to shoot. It's got a super big grip and also very low recoil with how long the barrel is. So, and how heavy the whole thing is. So yeah, I mean, honestly, I am for women carrying whatever caliber they can control, because more hits on target matters more than, an uncontrollable gun. So yeah, I just let her carry whatever. Mr. F, do you recommend collecting guns if you have funds for it, or specialize in a rifle and a handgun that you always use? I can do both, but struggle keeping guns that I don't have a reason to keep. That's actually a great question. So in my mind, these are all going to be worth something in the future. And I hope, and I'm not an alarmist, like I really hope it's not going to be a situation where people are begging for firearms because they need them. It could happen. I'm not saying it can't, but I think firearms are worth money. So it doesn't hurt to have them. And I think they're always going to be worth something. If you're selling one to make another one better, that you train with more, that you use more, I don't think there's anything wrong with that either. I think you should have a setup that is specifically designed for like, this is the one that I'm going to grab. It's the most reliable. It works perfectly for me. There's nothing wrong with having that type of firearm in your arsenal. If you're just selling guns because you don't want them laying around, I probably wouldn't. I would keep them stored somewhere in a safe, because at some point, you just never know, So if you have quite a bit of them, I don't know, do whatever feels right to you. But I would say they're worth something, and definitely worth more if you have them in your possession. Leo, why another Glock 43X build? I talked about that a little bit. I got a slide, and I just had to build out the rest because I was like, yeah, why not? 45 ACP or 9 mil. I would say 9 for practicality, 45 because America, and also I love 45. Super fun to shoot, very powerful. Yeah. Also, just the classic Colt 1911. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that gun. Shooting that gun is so much fun. So 9mm, I guess, practically for sure. Yeah. Bill, how do you go about funding your gun builds? I'm guessing you have a good job or source of income. Yeah, I'm just really irresponsible, actually. It's just kidding. You have to, I mean, so man, it's difficult. If I didn't have a channel sponsor, like this would not be working out the way that it is right now. Um, I'm not even kidding when I tell you guys, like US Arms Co. has come in clutch so much. We talk on the phone all the time. They always ask what I need in order to improve the channel to make it better and for upcoming builds. I mean, they have really, really helped me. They have literally put together entire builds with me and for me. The shotgun is a great example. The moth build that I'm going to be talking about here pretty soon, those guys are just incredible, genuine, like really good guys who actually make solid stuff, which is why they're so successful. And why they picked me up, I don't know, but I'm just grateful that they were willing to help this channel grow. And that's really what they've done. I mean, I would say really, like, if I didn't have the channel, like if you guys weren't watching, then it would be so much harder to do this. Like this, and I understand this coming from a place where I was building my first gun and I was struggling to like be able to save up enough money to actually buy parts for it. It's really hard unless you have like a channel or a reason to build out these things. And especially, I mean, I have companies that are sending me the most of the base models that I have right now. Like Midwest Industries did send this Night Fighter out, and I've been able to use it, love it. And I mean, yeah, just like unless you have people sending you stuff for review, it's really difficult, and that's just the truth. So, I mean, besides that, like I guess with that, I have to disclaim and say, like, I'm still going to be the same person that I always am, which is just a person who is going to be honest no matter what. Even if someone's sending me something, like, I'm not going to compromise integrity and just say, like, oh, I love this thing just because they sent it over. No, not a chance. I believe in integrity. I think it's important, even though someone sends me something. I mean, what I'm going to do is I'm going to call them and say, hey, your product sucks. Like, is this normal? Is this something that you usually deal with? Anyway, that's usually my process. If something breaks, and then I'll talk about it on the channel. So anyway, yeah, if people weren't sending me stuff, if I didn't have a channel sponsor, none of like this just wouldn't be happening. So I totally understand from your guys's perspective. You're probably like, oh, this guy has like so many different guns and he's like, buying these all, he must be super rich or something like that. Definitely not. Nope. Not even close. I'm just been really blessed with the ability to make content and people like it and are watching it and are willing to send me stuff. And I mean, I do spend a lot of money on this stuff also. But yeah, I'm self-employed. So I kind of get that luxury, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I've been self-employed for the last 5 years, and most of my income comes from wedding videos, shooting wedding videos and photography. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of how this has all worked out. Anyway, long rant. That's how I fund everything. It's basically a lot of help and a lot of blessings. That's how it's worked. But also I'm pretty disciplined, and like when I want something, I'm willing to save up, put money aside, make smart financial decisions, and I mean that'll go a long way. That'll go a long way. Think very deeply about what you want, and make a plan and set aside stuff to make it happen. That's what I do. Ben, do you trust aftermarket mags for EDC? Yeah. I mean, I would say I trust the Shield ones. I carry them every day, but that's because I train with them so much that like I've put thousands of rounds through them and I'm like, yeah, these are definitely going to work. I probably wouldn't just throw in a aftermarket mag brand new and call it good. I would shoot it like a whole lot before I trust it for EDC. So yeah, but I would throw in just a stock Glock mag and say like it's probably good to go because I've never had issues with stock Glock mags ever, even being brand new. Sean, FFP versus SFP optics. Dang. Okay, if I'm being completely honest, acronyms throw me off so much. I have no idea what that means. Feel free to describe it, and I will let you know my thoughts. Casados. Oh, it's been 2 hours. Shoot. How many? Where am I? I'm going to see how many questions I've got through so far. Because in the next little bit, I'm probably going to be jumping off here, even though I don't want to go. I just spend 2 hours, you know? Okay, I'll get through as many of these as I can, but I'm probably going to be jumping off here pretty soon. I've got 4.8K rounds through my M&P 3.6, and it runs like a sewing machine. I love that, dude. That's awesome. IBG. You happen across my channel tonight? Never heard of it? First timer? Thank you for being here, bro. I'm glad you're here. Jonathan. What is that again? Oh, sorry. I don't know what you're referring to. Samuel. Hey, good name. What's the gun on the thumbnail? The grip looks awesome. It is awesome. It is an AXG P320 outfitted by Empire. And I took apart a lot of it because I was using it on a different build, but I'm going to be putting it back together here pretty soon with the same way that it is in the photo. Amazing gun, though. Very excited for this review. Going to be showing that off here pretty soon. CJ, do you have any thoughts on the GBRS Unity mount? I haven't used one. I know that a lot of people that run them are like dedicated to their risers. The more that I use tall risers, I mean, besides Unity's like fast, just their one step. This one. Like these are pretty much the extent of the height that I like to go. Anything taller than this, once you start going prone or I mean, pretty much anything else, you just kind of throw off your line of sight, and then you have to worry about height over bore, which is fine because you just train to it. But that's kind of the height extent that I like to stick to. GBRS is pretty tall for my taste, and actually they're probably around the same size as Unity stuff, but I haven't used it. So I know a lot of guys are like just straight up no, or they love it. Aaron, what's your another Springfield question. So I haven't used it yet though. So I don't have a full opinion. But I did talk about that a couple times in this. So feel free to watch the last 2 hours. It's probably in there. Where's that AK video? I'm the worst. AK is finally coming back from Cerakote. I did talk about this a little bit as well, but the AKs today is making its way back to me from Cerakote, and I'll be talking about that hopefully in the next couple weeks. You'll be able to see that video come out. I'm excited for it. Jesse James, DM'd you the Rev 1 link and some pics. Heck yeah, dude. Thank you. Bradley, is there a place I can follow your photography outside of this channel? Yeah, I mean, pretty much only have wedding stuff, but it's Samuel Hansen Productions. Samuel Hansen Productions. That's pretty much like you can find me on Instagram through that. And that's mostly wedding stuff. And then I think I've linked like my other stuff as well. But samuelhansenproductions.com is where you can find my wedding videos and stuff like that. Yeah. The doctor's office, any advice on tack belt setup? Thanks. Yeah, so Safe Life Defense sent over one of their belts, and I'm going to be doing a video. Oh man, I'm going through all my stuff today. I'm still building this out. It's like bare bones right now. Safe Life Defense though, really really good multicam, comfortable battle belt setup. So they've got the Velcro on the inside. This whole outer piece detaches from the belt that I just keep on the pants. And I've got this thing linked. It's on the kit, and big fan. I've got a lot of good things on here that I'm excited for. That's T-Rex, or not T-Rex, sorry, Tier 1 concealed um I'm like having a brain malfunction right now. But basically it holds your, anyway, geez. And then yeah, knife on the side. Big fan of this so far. Geez, I'm losing my brain right now. Safe Life Defense though, really good. This is size medium. My waist is usually like a 32, skinny guy, so I run a medium and it fits me really well. Yeah, the doctor's office, thinking of getting one together. Need to start with a holster, I figured. Yeah, I went with this one because it plugs in really well with Safariland's leg shroud. I don't know if that's the right word, but I was running T-Rex arms before, and it's a lot smaller version of this, and it kind of dug into my leg. Very uncomfortable. This one, way, way more comfortable. So run this one if you're going to run a leg mount. And this holster has been awesome. So Tier 1 does make a fantastic retentive holster. Big fan. Corbin, I get super excited whenever I see you have another video. I remember when you only had 1,000. Oh no. Oh, 1,000 subs now you're at 80K. Congrats. Thank you, Corbin. That's so crazy. You've been with me that long. Appreciate you, man. Cookie, what's up? Gordo, for duty style Glock 17, I'm leaning towards a P2 or Holosun 59T since it went away. Since it's in closed emitter. What's your opinion on that versus an open emitter optic for a handgun? Yeah, I think both. Yeah, I have both used both. Really enjoy both, if I'm being honest. Holosun does a great job with what they're doing right now. If you want a duty style, like I pretty much exclusively run Trijicon RMRs on like my duty stuff. The reason why I like Holosun for conceal carry is because generally, in a lot of ways, it's like safe. It's under your clothes. There's a little bit of protection there. I'm wearing an appendix style, so like it's not bumping into anything, and it sits there pretty safe all day. It doesn't really move around very much. But when something's on your hip or on the outside, and it's like a duty setup, then you're bound to like bang it on something or stuff like that. So I just wanted something a little bit stronger that I can rely on, especially if I'm going to be smacking it around. So that's why I go with a open emitter, Trijicon RMR, and I just feel like it's a little more reliable. So, but I don't think you can go wrong really. Like if you take care of your stuff, I mean, accidents happen, but you should be okay either way. Just run whatever works better for you. Gordo, are you going to have a battle belt setup? Also, have you done a vid on a battle belt setup? So I haven't, and it's because I've been building out my belt to actually be able to show something off. But that's going to be in my full kit update, which I plan on shooting here in the next couple weeks. I'll be showing you guys my full multicam setup, helmet, plate carrier, boots, multicam camo that I love, my belt, everything down to like my favorite rifle, what handgun I'm wearing on my hip. Like it's going to be a full kit review. So everything that I would wear. And I'll be talking about that here in the next couple weeks, as long as I can get everything done. Elijah, do you have a full-time job? My full-time job is being self-employed. It's my wedding video business. So that is my full-time thing. I would love for this to be full-time. It just, you have to have you have to have revenue, in order for you to put all of your time and energy into it. And it's just not there yet. So I would love for this to be. It's just really hard. Yeah. So right now it's still weddings, which is also hard, but it is what it is. Just gonna keep working, and I'm hoping that we'll get here one day. Par, I might have played with that malfunction clearance and extraction like 1 or 20 times. Yeah, dude, I know, Yeah, I watched it too. I was like, "No way, babe, look at that." I was like, the nerd that rewind it. Bridger, ever thought about a range day? Yeah, I'd love to. Do you mean filming it or like having people come out? Because I thought about both, and I am gonna try and schedule both. Zero, all of mine are mix and match, not any cheaper, but better. Oh man, I wish I knew what you were talking about, but yes. Big Bean Boy, what's up, Gunman? How you doing, Bean? Glad you're here, man. LSRV, what do you think of the SIG P320 for a first handgun? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you would really enjoy it. The P320 has been out for a long time. There was that little thing for a while where SIGs were just going off, in people's holsters, blowing their toes off. So that's always something to be like, oh, yeah. Obviously wasn't common enough for like SIG to, anyway. I think the 320 is great. Everyone right here, the XG. If this is within your budget, this gun is nuts. Very comfortable, extremely nice. If this is outside your budget, go with Glock 45 because you can build out a very similar feeling handgun with a much, much lower price point. I would say, this clearly, you get what you pay for. Way nicer, way smoother shooting, but just depends on what your budget is. Boston, how much on average are you spending on your gun builds? Yeah, it depends on how many sponsorships I'm able to get with each one. I would say I end up spending, I don't know, a couple hundred, sometimes $1,000 dollar range on like most of them, because like I do have to buy a lot of parts myself, especially with companies that like I'm just too small to work with, BCM being one of them. But for the most part, the channel sponsor really hooks it up. So they've been helping me out a ton. But don't get me wrong, I definitely spend money on this. Also, like, first of all, to keep skin in the game. So I make sure I stay accountable to myself. Second of all, and to you guys. And second of all, because I just love it. And I end up just being like, oh, that'll look really cool. And I just go and buy it. So, but yeah. I do end up spending a lot of money on this. Big Bean Boy, what do you think is the best starting rifle to go with, in your opinion? I think a standard AR-15 5.56 16-inch build is like one of the best guns that you can buy to get into the industry. Great ballistics performance, reliable gas system, and just tried and true, tested. It sends bullets downrange very quick, very effective, and it's still extremely maneuverable, usable for all types of people. I don't think you can go wrong with a 16-inch build. Also, they are unregulated. So if you're a person who gets nervous around throwing a stock on maybe a shorter build, with a 16-inch, you can do whatever you want. You can throw a vertical foregrip on it. You can throw a stock on it. You can just do whatever you want. So, yeah, I would build a 16-inch. I just think they're great. Boston, do you believe that a 22 long rifle can be used for self-defense? Yeah. I mean, I think a BB gun could be used for self-defense. Effectiveness wise, like if yeah, I've seen like you've probably all seen the videos of cops shooting people like 7, 8, 9 times, unloading a mag into them, and they're still chasing after them. And cops are using 9 mil. So it just depends on where you hit them, how effective that bullet is when it enters their body. If you're using self defense rounds that do what they're supposed to upon impact, I don't know. Like I want to say yes because anything's effective if it can hurt the person and get you away from them. But at the end of the day, I mean, your purpose behind stopping a deadly threat is to face that intensity level of violence with the same that they are offering. That's a really bad way to put it, but you get what I'm saying. If they're trying to kill you or do some great bodily harm, you need to be able to reciprocate that and end the threat as quickly as possible. So do I think it can be used? Yes. Do I think it's effective? I wouldn't say it's the most effective, but I think it can be used. TV BRO. What are some things you should, some things, wait, what are some things should I look for when buying a good quality and reliable plate carrier? Yeah, comfortability, I would say, is like one of the most important things that you should look at, especially if you can't invest in light plates yet. So I would say comfortability, look for thick, good quality shoulder straps. Um, Also look for like technology that's breathable and people who have invested a ton of money, like Cry has invested millions of dollars into technology that's breathable, comfortable, holds what you need it to. I have a Ferro Concepts version 5 or V5, and I've been a huge fan of that plate carrier so far. I would say you can pick them up used, pretty affordable. Um, T-Rex Arms AC1. I mean, like for a slick plate carrier, I wouldn't say it's the most comfortable, but I would say it gets the job done pretty well, especially with like a pair of Hesco L210s in there, not super heavy plates at all. And if you get some padded shoulder straps, a very comfortable setup. So just look for comfortability, I would say first, and then reliability in fabrics, functionality, and I mean all those things I would say are on the same importance level. But comfortability matters a lot because especially if you're carrying a lot of weight, all of that's going to impact the way that you're going to be able to fight and move. And movement is half your battle in a situation. I mean, from what I understand in training, you have to be able to move in order to stay alive. So, yeah, those are just a couple of things to think about. That's why I don't really recommend buying super heavy plates. I would save up, get as good of ones as you can that are the least weight, because at the end of the day, you may be better off not running plates if it means you can get to a safe place faster. Anyway, there's a lot that goes into it. I'm not going to tell you not to run plates. Just do whatever works best for you, but there's a lot of things to think about like that. Machiavelli Customs, how's your Psycho Omega 9K holding up so far? It's a tank on that little SOB. Yeah, I know. I absolutely love the Omega 9K. It is by far one of my favorite 9 mil suppressors. It's just fantastic. It's so quiet for how small it is, how compact it is, super strong. You can shoot subsonic 300 blackout rounds through that thing. Like it's just a wild can. So, and I've had a great experience with it so far. It's great. Zach, thoughts on Uinta Precision? I haven't heard of them. I'll have to look them up. All right, let's see. I'm going to scroll through here because, Sean, you were talking about first focal plane versus second focal plane. I'm so sorry. Yeah, sometimes my brain just malfunctions when I see acronyms. I'm like, it could mean anything. Um, I really like first focal plane optics. Um, it just based on my experience, I think that they're a lot more user friendly. But I don't think there's anything wrong with second focal plane stuff. I mean, and it really just depends on your budget and like what you're willing to spend. I've had good experiences with both. So, but I would say first focal plane is like my preferred, even though a lot of people do like second as well. Oh, I skipped it. My brother's sending me text right now saying that I skipped his comment. To be honest, Josh, I didn't even see it. Where is it? I'm looking for it, dude. I don't even see it. Sorry. Commented again. Daily commute. Rude. Sorry, Josh. My older brother just texted me and said I skipped his comment, but I genuinely didn't see it. My bad. Oh, daily commute. I know where you sleep. What? Yeah. I didn't even get to it yet. That's why I didn't skip it. I didn't get to it yet. You goof. Billy, show me your feet. That stuff's not for free. You have to pay for that. Okay, people are getting weird now. Just kidding. It's fine. I am gonna jump off here pretty soon. I'm gonna answer maybe 3 more questions here. Let's see what we got. I'm gonna skip around a little bit. Let's see. Would you recommend what would I recommend for a lever action rifle? You can't go wrong with Henry, you can't go wrong with Marlin. Um, I haven't looked into them a lot, to be honest, though. I think if I was gonna do it, I'd buy a Marlin. But I need to do some more research. Best rounds for self-defense. I really like Spear Gold Dot. Grantham just did a ballistic test on a bunch of different handgun rounds, and I need to find that video again because he talked about one that I was like, "Ooh, I want to try that." But they had really good results in ballistics gelatin stuff. So whatever one he was talking about in that. My brother saying traditional Marlin 336 is the only way to go. So, yeah, the other stuff is not good apparently. All right, skipping through here. Any P365 365 builds coming soon? Not soon, I wouldn't say. Actually, since a lot of stuff has come out for the 365, I may do one here in the future, but I would say it's lower on the list. I've got a lot of other stuff that I'm working on. I'd probably do a CZ before I do a 365. Maximus, you said you switched your Johnny Glock's trigger to your ARC build. Are you going to put another Johnny Glock's trigger in the 43X MOS? I don't think so because I'm running the Train with Purpose official shoe on OEM trigger parts, and I've really enjoyed it. To be honest, I do still love Johnny Glock's trigger system, which is why I have it in my ARC build because I absolutely love this gun. But the Train with Purpose shoe is fantastic, and it's been running really well for me. So I'm going to continue to run the Train with Purpose shoe, and I'll keep you guys posted. But so far, I really like it. Choppy, can we see the Psycho BCM build before you go? It's so far away. It's not even in this room. I keep it in a different area, so it'd take me too long to go grab it. Oh, sorry, man. Let's see. Oh, Faded. How is the Train with Purpose trigger? Unfortunately, I bought one and didn't receive it, so I'm waiting on them to ship it out again. Oh, sorry, dude. Sorry that happened. They're really good with communication, though, so I'm sure that they were right back with you. If they're not, let me know. I mean, I know the guy who is heavily associated with that stuff, so I mean, I know the guy, so let me know. I really like it. I think it's great. It's a great trigger shoe. Boston, do you hunt at all? I actually don't. I'm not a big hunter. I think it's a super valuable skill to have, and I'd love to learn. But to be honest, I've just never been taken out. And I feel like hunting is one of those things where you only go if it's like your dad's like, hey, we're going hunting, pack your bag. Or if like a friend takes you. Um, I I haven't really just got into it on my own, so I don't really know how. I'd love to learn though. Choppy, when is the AK video releasing? Talked about this a little bit. I'm getting it back from Cerakote hopefully this week. And then in the next 2 weeks, I'm hoping to film that video and get it out to you guys. I'm really excited for it. So hopefully in the next 1 to 2 weeks. Yeah, Faded saying, oh yeah, most definitely. Hit him up the same day and he messaged me within an hour. Yeah, amazing. He's awesome. Train with Purpose is great. I have a pretty sweet Choppy's got an AK. How can I show you? Send me a DM on Instagram. A lot of people send their builds that way. So yeah, I'd love to see it, dude. Definitely interested in what you've done. Chris, how is your Glock 45? Any upgrades on it? Yeah, a bunch. I love the Glock 45. I think it's a fantastic weapon platform. It's one of my favorite Glocks in all of Glockland. I've got 2 of them here that I've built out. And they're pretty similar in a lot of ways. So both Trijicon RMR Type 2s, one of them is the automatic, the other is the adjustable. And running the Train with Purpose shoe on this guy, SLR Magwell, and then on this guy, I've got the Edgar Sherman Design Magwell, which I'm a huge fan of, and also the slide obviously is different from this OEM one. The slide is from Gun which is Train with Purpose official, and they were able to send this over. And again, with porting on like the barrel and stuff, you can see that there. And this is the triple port version. They didn't have any of their non-ported stuff. I would have preferred that, definitely. But I wanted to try out their slide super bad. So they sent this one over. So far, big fan of both of these. I'm running X300U version Bs on these. The same night vision suppressor height sights on both of these. True precision threaded barrel on this one. Silencer Co. barrel on this one, both threaded. Really enjoy it. And let me think what else are on here. Other than that, the Glock 45 is definitely one of my favorite handgun platforms. I think it's just the perfect build. Yeah. Utah hunting. Let's get you on a hunt then. Say less. Send me a DM, man. I'd be interested. I'd also be interested to do like a night hunt, maybe with some thermal stuff. I think that'd be super fun. So yeah, let me know. Send me a DM on Instagram. Crispy, those are just bad. Hey, bro. Thanks, man. Yeah, they're super fun. Way fun to shoot. Awesome. Choppy just sent over 2 pictures over to you on the gram. I'm excited to see it. I'll check it out when I can. All right. Got some beautiful guns. That's the truth, man. I really do. And I freaking love them. Okay, guys, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for being here. 61 of you still on 2.5 hours later. Again, US Arms Co. is the channel sponsor. I can't say thank you enough to them. They are amazing. The best way that you can support the channel right now for me is to join and become a member of the kit page. And then I'll see about adding that different section for the like how to take apart guns and put them back together and cleaning and stuff like that. I'm gonna have to start scripting here pretty soon. And oh no, Jaden, I didn't mean to skip you, man. I'm sorry. Oh, okay, I see yours. Please do a CZ Scorpion build. So I'm not a huge Scorpion guy, if I'm being honest. I think it'd be really fun though to do because I do have a buddy who has one and built it out. It's pretty sick. So sorry I skipped you, man. Didn't mean to do that. But yeah, so I'll look into that. Appreciate you guys. You're all amazing. Thank you for sticking with me to 80,000 subscribers. Let's see if we can get to 100. You can follow me on Instagram. I usually post updates there. I do have a Patreon account. I do not post enough there, but you get access to the Discord server where I do respond to more than anything else. So if you need a personal, like if you have a lot of questions or if you're trying to build out a gun, the Discord community is awesome. I've got a lot of great guys in there who all are pretty knowledgeable on this stuff and who help out as well as me. And couple different tiers there on the Patreon. So try to make it worth it for you guys. But ultimately, grateful for you. Thank you guys. And you're awesome. See you next time.